Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel, and it is finally time. They have released a roadmap and all the content that's going to be coming to the game with Season 2, and I was wrong, because initially, and you guys might remember, but we predicted that this season was going to be touted as like the biggest season ever. It was going to be packed with map remakes and a whole bunch of other stuff to basically try to win back the player base, because as we all know, they have been bleeding players over the course of the past couple of months, but it looks like Activision is going to be going a different direction. In a lot of ways, Season 2 will have a good amount of new content, but it actually looks to have less than what we had with Season 1, which is sort of the opposite approach we all thought they would take, considering how many players have been leaving the game, all the negative press surrounding Call of Duty right now, and then the Squid Game collaboration being a complete and total failure for both Activision as well as Netflix. I think it's pretty clear that Activision needs to do something big to win back players, otherwise it's going to continue to be business as usual. And with Black Ops 6 having player count numbers similar to what we had at the end of the Modern Warfare 3 life cycle, they need to do something, and they need to do it fast. So let's go ahead and take a look at everything that's going to be added. When it comes to the multiplayer maps, 5 of them are going to be coming to the game with Season 2. We have Bounty, which is going to be set atop a skyscraper in Avalon, and it's one of those weird things, right? It's like, what came first, the chicken or the egg? Most of these multiplayer maps that we've been seeing post-launch are all set in Avalon, which is going to be the new Warzone map coming out with Call of Duty 2025. So did they just rip POIs from that Warzone map and then put them in the multiplayer, or were they initially designed for multiplayer and then just added into Warzone? I'm really not sure, but Bounty is going to be one of those locations, and the second map we're getting, Dealership, is going to be another such one. This one is going to be a car dealership that doubles as a black market, and it's going to be playable only for 6v6. The third map that we're going to be getting with the launch of Season 2 is going to be called Lifeline, which is... just looking at this, man, it's basically Hijack's little brother, man. Like, look how tiny this map is, and that's because it's a face-off map. It's going to be ridiculously small, and they even say in the blog post that, quote, "This small-sized strike map funnels operators directly into the fight." Boy, if that's not the description for every single Black Ops 6 launch map, then I don't know what is, but there you guys have it. Those are going to be the 3 maps that will launch with Season 2 of Black Ops 6. In Season 2 Reloaded, we're going to be getting 2 more maps, which will come in the form of Bullet, and when I looked at this picture right here, I thought maybe it was going to be a reference to Express from Black Ops 2, but no, dude, this is going to be another face-off map where we play inside the train itself. Do you guys remember the memes that were going around about the hallway map within Black Ops 6? Well, it looks like Treyarch took those jokes pretty literally, because this map is going to be pretty much exactly that. It's a bullet train, for crying out loud, and it doesn't seem like there's going to be very much room for flanking or maneuvering around, but rather, we're basically just going to play tug of war in the center of the map. Like, I don't know, this could either be really good for camos or just one of the worst maps of all time. I guess we're gonna have to wait and see. And then the final map for Season 1 is going to be the return of Grind, which in my opinion is one of the best Call of Duty maps of all time, not just because of the amazing theme, but also it plays incredibly well. It doesn't look like they did too much to reimagine the map in any way, besides maybe adding some 90s themed aesthetics to it, but they do say in the blog post to expect a surprise related to this map later on in the season. This could be a number of things. It might be a special game mode on the map, it might be a map variant, or maybe they make it nighttime or something like that. Maybe it's going to be part of a different event or a collaboration. I really have no idea, and I'm curious to hear what you guys think about that down there in the comment section below. That pretty much does it for the multiplayer maps, so let's quickly cover the guns that we're going to be getting with Season 2, because like I said earlier, it seems like we're getting less guns overall this time around, unless they plan on adding more later with events and things like that. But the guns we know for sure are coming are going to be the PPSH submachine gun, and this must have been what the Zombies team was teasing to us when they said one of the most iconic Zombies SMGs would be returning. And then on top of that, we have the Cypher full auto assault rifle, we have the Fang 82 full auto light machine gun, and then the TR2 semi-automatic marksman rifle, which is basically going to be the return of the FAL. All these guns will be available at the launch of Season 2, with the first 3 being on the Battle Pass, and then the FAL being tied to an event. I do think that new guns are always good here in the COD franchise, though I am surprised that overall we got less guns in Season 2 than what we did during Season 1. In Season 1, it was something like 5 guns and 2 melee weapons. Well, here we get 4 guns and possibly a melee weapon. I'm not sure if the katana is actually coming or not, but regardless, it does seem like we're getting less. And when it comes to the maps, we're only really getting 2 new 6v6 maps for the entire season. Lifeline and Bullet are face-off maps, and while they can be played in 6v6, they're mostly just going to be relegated to the face-off playlist. And while Grind is an amazing map, it's still a remake, right? So Bounty and Dealership are the only 2 original 6v6 maps that are going to be coming to the game this season, and these seasons last for months and months at a time. So it will be interesting to see the community's reception to all this stuff coming out, whether or not these new maps are going to be enough to bring players back, whether or not people are going to actually care about the new guns coming out, because a lot of people, I'm sure, are just going to be happy to have new stuff to do in the game, but I suspect even more people are just going to be annoyed that the matchmaking system has not even been acknowledged in this year's game, and it's definitely the biggest reason why fans are getting fed up with Call of Duty. Now, to quickly cover everything else that's going to be coming with Season 2, let's just go ahead and take a look at the roadmap here. We're going to be getting 2 new perks, and one of them is going to be called Slipstream, which is really funny because what it does is it increases your base running speed while removing your ability to attack sprint, which is something a lot of people think should just be in the game by default. I'm one of those people, like, why do we even have attack sprint anymore? It doesn't make any sense, and that perk is essentially going to do what everybody thinks the game should just have by default, but it's also going to be a red perk, which will make the category a little bit better, but still way worse than the blue or the green perks. On top of that, we have the return of the War Machine score streak. Gun game is going to be coming back alongside some variants of the game mode. We get the Fly Swatter wildcard, which will allow you to replace your dedicated melee slot with a rocket launcher to shoot down air support, and of course, the Tomb Zombies map will be coming out with the launch of Season 2 as well. We already learned that the PPSH is going to be the submachine gun that the Zombies team was using previously, but on top of that, they're bringing back the Death Perception perk, the Staff of Ice is going to be the Wonder Weapon, and new Gobblegums will be releasing with the map as well. And to be honest, this is really the only thing I'm excited about when it comes to Season 2 of Black Ops 6. Zombies has been really good this year. I don't think anybody would say that Zombies has been terrible besides the rubber banding and the lag that we get from the Activision servers. Like for me, I'm sure plenty of you out there, Zombies has been hard carrying Black Ops 6 because the multiplayer just simply isn't fun. And to give you guys context on how frustrating the multiplayer can be, I hit Prestige Master on December 3rd, which has been exactly 50 days. I have put 9 hours total into the Black Ops 6 multiplayer, and virtually all of that was just to get footage for my videos. Like, I'm not even sure what footage is in this video right now because I'm basically out of new footage, right? 9 hours played over the course of 50 days. That is how down bad the COD multiplayer experience is. Zombies is genuinely the only fun thing for me in Black Ops 6 right now, and while Activision claims that the servers are going to be getting better and the anti-cheat is actually going to work and lots of quality of life improvements are coming, I can't help but think that the root core problem with Call of Duty is not being addressed, and that is the matchmaking system simply making the game unfun. Unless you have something to look forward to, like Dark Matter or maybe finishing up Prestige Master, all you're left to focus on with this game is how the matchmaking essentially works like ranked play, even when you're playing casual public matches. If you're a higher skill player, every lobby feels the exact same. I'm sure you guys have the exact same lobbies I do. Like, it's mostly just people butt sliding around the map with their Black Cell Battle Pass skins, spamming jackals at you every single game. And maybe for the lower skill bracket players that Activision is so hellbent on protecting, maybe for them the game is fun because they actually have variety in their matches, but for most of us, especially if you're here on YouTube and watching my channel and things like that, you're probably an above average player. For us, the raw gameplay of Black Ops 6 just isn't fun, and it does nothing to bring us back to the game. In fact, they claim that skill-based matchmaking is great for audience retention, but I would argue for higher skill players, it's literally the exact opposite. We're all just leaving the game and barely signing in because after a couple of months, it's too much. It's not fun anymore. We're basically playing ranked play in casual public matches. Like, playing Team Deathmatch at 10 p.m. on a Tuesday feels the exact same as playing Platinum ranked play. It's not fun. People aren't enjoying it. And to wrap this video up here today, ladies and gentlemen, on Steam charts, Black Ops 6 is still losing players, of course, but we are now literally back to where Modern Warfare 3 was at the end of that game's life cycle. Like, you guys know how it goes. When the current game is pretty much all done and people are just waiting on the next game, they're barely signing in, they're not really touching the current game and whatever. Well, Black Ops 6 is literally at that point already, barely 2 or 3 months into the game's life cycle, like the tail end of Modern Warfare 3, where everything's out, everybody's done, everyone's bored. That is where Black Ops 6 is right now. 2 or 3 months into the game's life cycle. We are not even done with Season 1 yet, and so many people have left the game that we're basically already at the end of the Black Ops 6 life cycle already. And I'm just gonna come out and say it. That's fucking embarrassing, straight up, for Activision and Treyarch and everybody involved. They should be ashamed, and it's finally time for them to swallow their pride and stop their manipulative matchmaking bullshit and let Call of Duty be fun again, not just for the bottom 20% of the player base, but for every single person who signs in and plays. Ladies and gentlemen, that is going to be it for this video here today. I hope you guys all enjoyed it. Apologies for the lack of videos over the course of the past couple of days. It's been a barren wasteland. There hasn't really been a whole lot of news coming out with COD, which was actually kind of a relief, considering all the bullshit that was happening in December and then most of January. So it was kind of nice to have a few days off there, but we're back at it now. Season 2 is coming, and with it, I'm sure a lot more bullshit is going to be coming out. So stay tuned to the channel here. I hope you guys all enjoyed this video here today. Leave your thoughts and feedback down there in the comments. Thank you so much for listening, and I hope you guys all have a wonderful day.